Let me tell you something. My stress level is up here with anxiety. I kind of feel like Ashley in the Candiace situation, even though that's not what's affecting me.
She got that rich girl, LA vibe. She would be good in her daddy's 95. Rough sex on the bedroom floor. Hop in the shower, she begging for more. Do not disturb on the hotel door. Waking the neighbors. All I want is champagne and sunshine.
I am your girl, Talisa Rae. What's up? How you doing? Ray of Sunshine. We are reviewing The Real Housewives of Potomac, season number 4, episode number 8, I think. Sex, lies, and butter knives. Child, this was a bit too much. So let's just walk through this thing really quickly, or as quickly as we can. The episode opens up and we see Candiace and Chris in their house, and they still got stuff left over from the wedding. And Candiace is like, I'm ready to move immediately. And I'm all like, good. Like, what we waiting for so long? Why are you still cohabitating with your mother? Why are you still allowing your mother to pay for stuff? Because you grown like you say. You should get the fuck on out. That's what I'm feeling when I see it. But then I realized that she's making a rash decision because she had a big argument with her mother, honey. And her mother hit her in the face with the purse. Now, both of them are very volatile. Neither of them know how to communicate. I'm sitting here thinking about this shit myself, and I'm all like, yeah, well, I slightly can relate. Fortunately, she has a husband who has somewhat of a level head. He says to her, you know what? We want to move out of here. Yes, we do. We do need a bigger space, etc. However, we need to wait. We need more money. So I need to get this cookbook off the ground. Not only that, are we going to have this dinner party so I can get the ladies' feedback on some of the recipes that I'm putting in this cookbook. And who are you inviting? And she's all everybody-ish. Meaning I don't want to invite Ashley, but Ashley comes with the most experience considering her and her husband also own a restaurant. Let's talk about Karen because she didn't have nothing going on. Her and Ray went for salsa dancing lessons. Both of them look silly. The end. Then let's go ahead and talk about Gizelle. Gizelle wants to buy this 1 acre of land that has a house on it that is dilapidated. Y'all do know what that means. It's crumbling. It's uninhabitable. The whole 9 yards. She takes her mother to check it out with the real estate agent, and her mother actually gives her blessing. Like, it looks like a lot of work, but if anybody can do it, girl, it's you. Now, if that's not some encouragement from your mother, I don't know what is. I can't wait to see how that plays out, considering this is Gizelle's one and only storyline. So, other than being messy, okay? Other than being messy. Really quick, Robyn gets breakfast in bed. Juan and the boys bring Robyn flowers and breakfast in bed. Juan cooks some vegan some eggs with some vegan butter. Makes no sense, but whatever. And he's actually insecure about the way some scrambled eggs taste and toast. I mean, actually that shows what? That his other insecurities, things that he may exhibit other ways. It's not just about the eggs. Like, maybe he feels like he's not enough or he's inadequate enough, and that's why he actually probably, I don't know. I'm making stuff up as I go along. But what I do know is he felt really insecure about the scrambled eggs, and maybe it is just because he doesn't really cook. But he seems like he's trying to get into her good graces, because when she said, well, how often do I get this? And he hit her with every day. I mean, you know, of course it was an exaggeration, but it was like a show of love and appreciation. So I received that. I was like, okay. I still think that relationship is kind of foolish right now, but maybe things are turning around for them. You know, we're going to just sing positive vibes and stuff, you know, positivity, good energy, love, and prayers their way in hopes that things work out in their favor. So before the shit hit the fan, we saw Little Miss Ashley with Robyn and Gizelle. They meet. I don't know if they met for tea and they did a little 2-mile walk or whatever. I don't know, like a little stroll. But during the process, she told them about her Virginia Beach performance. You know what? I must really be in the dark because I didn't know she had a single Coffee and Love. I didn't even go take the time to listen to it. I'm gonna just be honest. I didn't. I didn't. I'm didn't. But then Ashley says she missed them at Monique's rainbow ceremony, and began to talk about how she was affected by it. And here goes messy ass Gizelle. Sometimes she just need to be quiet. Like, I'd be like, do y'all have to say everything all the time? Because she goes on to say how she sat with Candiace, and Candiace felt that she was fake and phony, that because Ashley did make mention that Michael was crying and he was really affected by it, and so Gizelle felt it necessary to be like, she felt like Ashley was being fake and phony, honey. And then as they continued, she also brought up Candiace saying that Katie looked like Amistad. Now, I said it last week and I'm gonna say it again. I really don't think that was the vein that Monique meant it in, and I think we see that later on in the episode. See, I know I was right, because I didn't feel that when we watched it. My energy didn't feel that way about Monique, and she is slowly becoming my favorite person, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second. Later on, we see Michael and Ashley together, and her big thing is, let's get this big ass pool table out the living room. It's not a bachelor pad anymore. We are preparing our home for a baby. But in the process, they talk about Candiace's dinner, where Chris is gonna, showcase his recipes, and she's all like, I don't know why she wants me to come. I don't know why she wants to be fake, but I'm gonna go, because possibly we could put some of this stuff to rest. So let's talk about Monique. She had like a lot of meat other than the dinner party. This was a lot of meat to it. So she had a water photo shoot. I mean, I believe we saw the photos on her page. I didn't go back and look, but I feel like we saw them when they were originally taken. The part I liked was to see the actual behind the scenes process, like what it takes to make such gorgeous, serene, angelic photos under the water. It takes a lot of nerve, and then her being pregnant, that whole breathing thing, I was kind of having labor breathing for her, my own self. But she invited Ashley and to come over, and she feels like they have made some strides. And you know what? Ashley has actually grown so much since her miscarriage. Have yourself a life-altering experience and see how you feel. Like, see if you don't have one of those aha moments where the light comes on and petty shit don't matter no more. See if that happens for you. I didn't say that Monique looked really pretty, and I always say that I love her braids, like absolutely love her braids. Furthermore, let me back up and say I didn't like the comment that Gizelle said, Katie looks better than you, Monique, on any day. Like, Monique is well put together. She's beautiful. Her skin is gorgeous. Her teeth are beautiful. Her melanin is popping. You can't compare one with the other. Okay? So I needed to get that out the way, because I think Monique is absolutely gorgeous with them big brown eyes and her full lips. Honey, she is the epitome of a black goddess. Okay, I'm going to leave that there and get off that soapbox. I'm not taking anything away from Katie, but I am giving everything to Monique because of Gizelle's comment. Because Katie is beautiful too in her own right. I just had to clear that up in case y'all want to come for me and you like Katie fans. So Monique ends up discussing what happened in New Orleans. She started talking about, I'm not understanding what Candiace's issue really was, because I'm the only one that was sober and saw what was going on. And the next thing you know, Ashley, who can't wait to share information, okay? I don't know if she was being messy, but I know she wanted to share. She started talking about how, yet again, Candiace had brought up she believed that she was being fake and phony about her pregnancy, etc., etc. But in addition, in her confessional, so she said, I wanted Gizelle to address it, but I felt that this was the best opportunity. So she went ahead and talked about the Amistad comment. And Monique said exactly what I thought, that it was not meant that way. It was meant as her being a free spirit. Like, she went from being bougie and uptight to free spirit, free flowing, good energy, whatever it was, centered, at peace, with inner peace, etc., is who she is now. So just saying that there was a complete 180 in her personality, and not necessarily in the way she looks. So now I'm asking, do you feel like now that she said that, that you agree. I mean, I do. I mean, I agreed last week. I really felt like it, maybe the reference wasn't a good one, but I do feel like she didn't mean it the way that Candiace with her messy ass received it. Now here's why Monique is becoming quickly my favorite housewife, okay? I mean, favorite out of probably everybody, because she took the time to talk to Candiace one-on-one about the issue that she had. She had lunch with her and said, hey, if you had an issue, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you bring it up to me? What is the problem? She wanted to clear the air and get it out. And actually, all I could think the whole time Candiace was talking was that she was shady as fuck. How she talked about her inviting Ashley over. You didn't have to sage the inside of your house, so be glad. Like, I just thought, why are you coming for her? What did she do to you that makes you go so hard on her? Like, I don't even care about what we know in the background. I'm talking about, what was it about her? What is it about her that makes you so angsty? Is it that you wish you had the life that she has? Like, is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, but it's evidently a problem. So Monique, when the Amistad conversation comes up, she was like, I don't even remember that reference like that. And I'm gonna say that she possibly doesn't remember because it wasn't meant in the vein that it was used. And she said, even if I did say that, I was saying it in reference to like a free spirit. So again, she goes ahead and confirms that I wasn't referencing her as a slave. And Candiace decides, you know what, well, this isn't how I felt. I received it as this way, as negative, as judgmental. And Monique calls her on it. Right now, you don't like the way your mother nitpicks at you, and you're picking me apart like your mother does. And because, of course, Candiace has underlying serious issues with her mother, okay, that seriously need to be addressed, she instantly gets on the defensive. Instantly, don't bring my mother up at this table. She definitely has mother issues, and she needs to solve them. Figure out how to not allow them to hinder her, because guess what? They are going to ruin every single one of her relationships. And I actually commend Monique, like calling her on her shit. Like, you the new Ashley. You've taken over Ashley's place of being messy. And if you're not careful, that is the bucket you're going to be put in. And I'm going to say, Monique girl, you know, I was teeter-tottering. But I'm going to just say, I appreciate you being a true friend. We talked about friendships today on WeChat. So y'all go check it out. I'm going to throw the link up here somewhere. And Michelle and I commend you for, one, pulling her to the side. It's not a conversation that I need to have in front of the whole group, so it becomes this big thing. Now, if she wasn't pregnant, maybe she would have done that. But nonetheless, she addressed it directly, and then she called her on her shit. Let's get to what we all want to talk about. This juicy ass, chaotic ass, messy ass, but delicious dinner party. I mean, they can't sit and be cordial for hours so at least they can finish the food. Like, that's my consensus after I saw it. Like, y'all couldn't just wait, enjoy the ambiance, eat the food, drink some wine, and then deal with your issues. I mean, you know something is bothering you when you instantly sit at the table, aka Ashley, and get going. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So, as they're preparing, they're not ready, and Candiace is like, it's disrespectful to arrive on time. Girl, are you stupid or are you dumb? Which one is it? And I don't like neither one of those words, but which one is it? Okay, are you ignorant or are you slow? Which one is it? Anyway, probably a combination of them all. Call a spade a spade. The first to arrive is Robyn, and then Gizelle. When Gizelle arrives, I think to myself, baby, look at them hot pants. They don't call them hot pants no more. Them leather shorts. I was like, okay, Gizelle, legs for days. You look super cute. I need some legs so that I can wear me some short shorts. I ain't there yet, y'all, but I'm gonna get there. I always like that Gizelle, even though it's on TV, child, she still knows that whenever you go to somebody's house for dinner, you need to be bringing something to the dinner, some wine, something. So I always am really happy to see when she does that. Well, they get a little taste of the purple potatoes, honey, and it's orgasmic in Gizelle's mouth. I understand good food. Raven, like, woo, I know why she loves him. It ain't the brown penis. It's the delicious food. And I'm all like, you can see that she really enjoyed it, because you do. When something's good, you really, it's like spastic, like orgasmic, like yes, God. And that is what she had. As they're talking, Candiace, I don't know if it was Robyn or Gizelle who asked Candiace if Ashley was coming. And she said, yes, you know, she's so fake. Everything is fake about her. She was like, oh, I'll be there. Thank you so much, honey. And Gizelle was like, okay, let's not do that, because everything about Ashley is not fake. Okay, everything about Ashley isn't fake. And she said, well, the only thing that's real is her hair. I was like, I don't know what Ashley did to you to make you so hate her so much. So, and because Gizelle is like, I don't understand, or was it Robyn? I don't understand why you're coming for her so hard. I don't understand what the issue is. Candiace decides, I'm going to share with y'all why I feel this way. I feel like their relationship is fake. It's a fraud. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. That they really not having a baby, because I overheard the conversation where he said he wanted to suck someone's sausage. And then Robyn says, guess what? Gasping for air. I heard it too. I thought it was fake because we were all drunk, etc., etc. And then the one thing I kept noticing is that Chris was in the background, and I thought, this is not a conversation that you would have around your significant other. It's a bunch of women. And you know what? I understand that good conversations do happen in the kitchen. It's a congregation area, but the one thing they're missing is that Chris is cooking, and you really don't want to involve him in that messy stuff, because when you do, he will vocalize his opinion. Really makes him look like a bitch, like chiming in, talking about it's what we heard too. And then they said that after Michael said it, because Ashley was right there with them, she scurried him off as if to, like, oh my God, he said something. And then they, you know, and they were gone for a few moments. So in her mind, knowing that her husband may, you know, have an affinity for men. I mean, we see that he has an affinity for men. Knowing that, she feels like it is a fraud and fake relationship, because he really wants to be with a man. Now listen, because today is the last day of Pride Month, we just gonna go ahead and call a spade a spade. That ain't true. That ain't true. If he wanted to live out loud as LGBTQIL, I don't know, it's another letter on there. I know I, but I don't know what the new letter is. He can. There's no more living in secret and in shame. I mean, people are shamed, but you don't have to live in secret anymore. So there doesn't have to be a facade. Anyway, Robyn makes mention that it feels like deja vu when he pinched Andrew's butt, you know, a couple seasons ago. And then we see Monique arrive, and the conversation kind of dies down a little bit. I'm glad they didn't continue it when Monique got there. But Gizelle was like, I'll deal with the Amistad comment later, because we got penis stuff we need to discuss. Gizelle is looking at Robyn like, why in the hell wouldn't you tell me this? And she was like, well, I didn't want to, you know, I wasn't sure. Really, I didn't want to start the rumors. It's above me. It's none of my business. I don't care. You know, I got my own shit I'm working on. That's how I read that. Like, I'm not finna go ahead and circulate that and tell you, Gizelle, because guess what? Gizelle's got a big ass mouth. That's how shit keeps stirring around in the pot. Next, Karen arrives, and of course, Candiace is happy to see her, like, over ecstatic, because really Karen's the only one that genuinely respects her and likes her, really wants to see her do great. The other one, some of them are on the shade, on the line, on the fence, and the rest of them are like, fuck you, hoe. Then when Karen goes around, she genuinely hugs everybody and gives Gizelle a superficial hug. You can see Gizelle is still a little bit like shaky about their relationship, but whatever. Katie and Ashley finally arrive. Fake hugs for everybody, especially Ashley. What I realized is that Ashley felt the energy in the room. That's why she was so, what was the word? Apprehensive. She felt the energy in the room, that something was going on. Y'all better listen to energy. Y'all better understand discernment, because what she felt was a real vibe. Okay, it's a vibe and not a good one. Okay, so another reason I like Monique, right? Immediately, as soon as she sees Katie, she's all like, I need to talk to you a little later. You know, pretty much kind of saying, I'm going to get in front of this. Before it gets to her, before it gets out of hand, let me get in front of this and explain how I was feeling. Let me get in front of this and stop the nonsense, because I don't need that. I'm pregnant, for one. Oh, have mercy. This is when the shit hits the fan. So Chris tells Monique that a part of the salad is, you know, drenched in alcohol that's not reduced, and if she wanted to opt out of it, she said yes. And the lady said, well, you know, they say you can have a drink while you're pregnant, or, you know, after the baby, while, you know, whole lot of stuff. You know, you can have a glass of, I know they said you can have beer, you know, occasionally, and you can't have wine. I'm not sure, I can't remember if I did after, but I know, I mean before or while, but I know after, while I was breastfeeding, I would have a glass and then I would pump so the baby wouldn't be drunk. But Ashley says it's funny how you can drink while you're pregnant, but not before. She opened up Pandora's box. It had been itching at her because she continued to talk about her. Candiace. And baby, Candiace comes with some bullshit about the Surgeon General's warning about cigarettes and alcohol. And she was like, I'm not bringing it up. She has selective fucking memory, because she called her on it. Yes, she did. And Gizelle was like, you ain't finna make it like I'm bringing it up and it's just casual conversation, because it is not. You're bringing it up every time I see you and every time people are around. You are bringing it up. And then Candiace says, you know, but I still felt and feel like you're lying. And I'm all like, oh my God. See, y'all should have just went ahead and ate. But because that energy was so funky from them talking about Michael and his affinity for men, that it was left in the room. And so things just instantly stirred up. The chaos and the drama was in the room. So it just latched on. As soon as I saw a spirit or a host that would take it, it latched on. And it was a full-on ensuement of argumenting. Back and forth, escalating about Candiace putting Ashley's name in her mouth. Two things that I loved during this scene. One was that Katie was like, fuck this, I'm gonna keep eating. Maybe three things. Two, that Chris actually was trying to ignore his wife, like he was still trying to serve, like things would die down, but he really should have gotten that under control before it escalated. And three, that both Karen and Gizelle decided, let's pray over the food first. That didn't help. And why would y'all have them sit next to each other? Because the producer said sit here. The producers be knowing exactly what they doing. And honey, I guess Ashley hit a button and she said whatever she said, all up in your mama's house. Miss Dorothy is Candiace's hot button. Don't talk about my mama in my house. Don't bring up my mama. This is my house. I don't know what the hell she said, but I'm going to just tell you this. I was nervous for Ashley. And I'm glad that Ashley did not remain seated as that girl stood above her, swinging that butter knife. She has anger management issues. She is a hothead. It is her mother that has caused her to be that way. What the emotions or the anger and hurt she feels for her mother, she is afraid to talk to her mother about, so she lashes out around everyone else. Anytime my mother comes up, I'm gonna come for you. And I was a little nervous for Ashley. I really was, but I'm glad she stood up, because the one thing you ain't gonna do is be standing over me flailing no butter knife. I don't care if this is staged. I don't care if you in the back of your mind thinking I'm gonna lose my money if I cut her. Do you see they kept on filming? They didn't stop, and they wouldn't have stopped until she took a hit. I hope they getting hazard pay. I probably would have been the one, honey, that got walked off the set. Because you ain't gonna stand over me to the point where you are so enraged that your husband has to come pick your little ass up and walk you out into the kitchen. I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. That kind of ends the whole entire episode. I think this is the longest RHOP review that I have done. Listen, I've got questions. Because we saw snippets and we see that Ashley is still at the house at the dinner party. Like, so what? You don't leave the girl's house? After I feel like I'm being, like you threatened me, I got to go. I got to go. Because you got a butter knife, I'm going to go get a real knife and I'm going to be the one, like, I got to go. I don't know where this is going to go. Because we see that they start asking if they have, that Monique said something about her having an open relationship. Katie flat out asked if he gay. Like, these are questions that everybody wants answered, even though they don't need them answered because you already know that he has an affinity for men and it's their life, so they can live it how they want to, but they don't have to pretend. They don't have to be afraid because a lot of people live that life. Anyway, I am your girl, Talisa Rae. Thank you so much for watching my review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 4, Episode number 8. Sex, lies, and butter knives. Listen, if it's your first time visiting my channel, before you get out of here, go ahead and click that red subscribe button, the rectangle one. It's red with white writing in the inside. Go ahead and click that. Become a ray of sunshine. You're right next to the notification bell, so click that too. And you don't have to personalize it, just say you want all notifications. And lastly, because you like me, because you do like me, and I'll know it's real, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next video.